We are a peaceful people, struggling we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces, from foreign places, talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. No, we ain't giving up no mountain, and we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river, that belong to we. Not the one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one chorus, not a blade of grass. This land is our land now, we're gonna make it somehow. We will bend like a bow, but never break. Our fathers came here, and they lived and died here, and we are moving from here, make no mistake. No, we ain't giving up no mountain, and we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river, that belong to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one chorus, not a blade of grass. We love the open country of the Rupanuni and the Essequibo, daytime or night. Though we criticize it, this is our home, we love it, and we mean to keep it, we have that right. No, we ain't giving up no mountain, and we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river, that belong to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one chorus, not a blade of grass, not one golden apple, not one jamun, not a drop of water from the farmer room, not one sherriga, not one mommy, not one. We are a peaceful people, struggling we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces, from foreign places, talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. No, we ain't giving up no mountain, and we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river, that belong to we. Not the one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one chorus, not a blade of grass. This land is our land now, we're gonna make it somehow. We will bend like a bow, but never break. Our fathers came here, and they lived and died here, and we are moving from here, make no mistake. No, we ain't giving up no mountain, and we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river, that belong to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one chorus, not a blade of grass. We love the open country of the Rupanuni and the Essequibo, daytime or night. Though we criticize it, this is our home, we love it, and we mean to keep it, we have that right. No, we ain't giving up no mountain, and we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river, that belong to we. Not one blue sake, not one not an apple, not one jamoon, not a drop of water from the farmer room, not one sherriga, not one mommy, not one guinea, not one.
Uh, okay, I think you should be hearing me better now. Just let me know if you guys are hearing me now. Sorry about that. We had to change some settings yesterday for the broadcast at City Hall. Still getting no sound. So, guys, just let me know if you guys are hearing me now before I continue. I didn't realize. Well, I'm getting sound on the live, so you guys should be getting sound there now. So, just let me know if you guys are hearing me now before I continue. I didn't realize. Well, right, good. So, we're here again. Morning to you guys again. Sorry about that false start. I guess I'm in coalition mode early in the morning. Early morning false start, but the show must go on. Um, Welcome down to the program, everybody. Great to have you guys here. Thank you for letting me know that you weren't hearing me. Wouldn't have wanted to get deep into the program and, um, you know, you guys missing the point. And that's why I check the comments. Sometimes it's distracting, but it's always good to check the comments so you know what's going on with the live. Thank you guys for letting me know. Joe Nabijan, morning to you from Canada. Mohammed Rafiq, morning to you. Tracy Martindale, morning, morning, morning. I got your jersey, but I know how you're getting it still. Actually, there's supposed to be a Bartica man in town today. So once I see him, I'll send it up. I'll send it up to you. Gil Ian, morning. Vina Ram Karan, morning to you. Data Nandalal, morning. Wazim Hasno, morning to you. Sherwin Siram. Neil Ramlukan, Chitra Sukraj, Reni Prasad, Pam Singh, morning to you. Keith Adams, morning to you. Somebody send me some photos from the garden today, you know. I hope y'all planting and stop complaining. Plant and stop complaining. Prem Prasad, morning. Pam Singh, Vishram Patrick, Maureen Razio, Leroy Mangal, morning to you. Vishram Patrick, Nirmala Allen, Carla Daniels. Who else we have here? Sandra Carto, morning to you. Who else is here? Cecil Rampasad, Paul Joseph in the building. Big up yourself. Jane from St. Martin joining us. You got Ajay Chatter Paul from Bartico. Shakila Bridgelal, formerly of Essequibo, currently of the East Bank of Demerara. Morning to you. I was in your area over the weekend. Usually I'd go to Essequibo and look forward to seeing you, but now you moved to Region 4. And mind you, folks, on a point of order, Shakila Bridgelal did not move to Region 4 because of this Essequibo issue. She moved quite some time before, right? So just in case anybody here and you hear I said people moving out Essequibo. Miss Bridgelal moved long before this whole thing started acting up. Ram Kisoon, Harry Charan, morning to you. Richard Stanislas joining us here. Experiencing a cold morning there in the Bronx. It's coming down to Christmas, man. Snow for the foreigners. Got some Guyanese heading up to the States soon as well, for their Christmas vacation and stuff. It's all a part of the festiveness. Anyway, like I was saying earlier, when I was muted, Randolph, cool morning, joining us from New Jersey on YouTube. So I was saying yesterday, I went to the statutory at City Hall. And the best way to describe it, you remember how Mufasa was telling Simba about the circle of life and how everything is connected and going around in a circle? That it could be literally the description of City Hall. Rihanna, morning to you. Keith Benjamin, morning to you. That literally could be the description of City Hall. You understand? I mean, they had a discussion for quite some time over a trash compactor. You understand? And when you listen to some of the stories coming out of City Hall, it's like you have an agency, but the agency is functioning like it's two separate agencies. So I heard about a purchase of a trash compactor that the engineer didn't know about, but somebody else signed for, and all sorts of things. See, y'all need to sort out yourself. One of the funny things I heard yesterday too is I can't remember if it's a mail. I think it's a mail. Turn to the PVPC councillors and ask them what they're doing. Check with the government because City Hall want money. City Hall gotta get money. So that was their resolve, to turn to the PVPC councillors to approach the government to find funds. Not a plan to generate funds on their own. Nothing of this sort. And apparently the PVPC councillors only have a function of approaching the government to bail out City Hall. I had a conversation with, what's this guy's name? Clayton Hines, representative of Plum Park and surrounding areas. You understand? And I shared with him the views of the residents of Plum Park. Right? I shared with him the views of the residents of Plum Park about his tenure as their councillor and their disenchantment with his service. And it seems like Mr. Hines couldn't be bothered. Right? He could not be bothered. So he tried to bluff me. Right? Right? He tried to bluff me to try to say to me that the residents of Plum Park, they are very happy with him, and he has done so much of that community in terms of drain cleaning and that kind of thing. So I had to let Mr. Hines know that I visited that community. And the Edo and the drains them taller than me. The drains them deep, but the Edo taller than me. I had to let Mr. Hines know that the few streetlights that were put into that area were the efforts of a candidate / activist of the PVP, Mr. Jackman. You understand? A candidate of the PVP, Mr. Jackman. The people of Plum Park said they don't see Mr. Hines. They don't see him. You understand? He also had an issue with the Beefield Road that is now under construction. Right? He now has an issue with the Beefield Road that is under construction. The party that Mr. Hines represented, and I asked him this in this same term, Mr. Hines, the party that you represent, because he's claiming that central government is stifling City Hall. So I said, okay, between the period of 2015 to 2020, when the City Hall enjoyed the sympathy of the executive. So you had a PNC executive, you had a PNC City Hall. Mr. Hines, what have you advocated for in this period? Well, he claimed he wasn't counseling them. But I'm asking what was done in Plum Park. You understand? Through City Hall, or a City Hall initiative that benefited the residents of Plum Park. You understand? And Pam saying a reservoir is something that holds water. You understand? We can't compare City Hall to a reservoir because that City Hall has too many holes in it. The money just running out. The water in this reservoir is the funds in City Hall. And they're bleeding funds. So I won't call them a reservoir because the reservoir going to hold the water. They're going to come back and meet the water. Any kind of investment made in City Hall, you don't see the returns. You do not see the returns. Right? You don't see the returns from them. And imagine they are in there from 2 p.m. till about 7 o'clock in the night. And you hear nothing of substance of how collectively PPP and PNC councils will transform this city. Right? I heard something yesterday about tying the amnesty into this. The amnesty is supposed to let them know how much Venezuelans in Georgetown. Listen, I was trying to figure out what would the amnesty got to do with the Venezuelans in Georgetown? How the two are tied together? And please let me apologize to y'all right now. I forgot I should have done this earlier. The broadcast yesterday from City Hall. It was the most challenging thing that I've been through in this technological age. City Hall is woefully unprepared for their own statutory meeting. You hear me? Woefully unprepared for their own statutory. City Hall don't even have a proper PA system to keep the meeting. Right? Now, mind you, the room is not that big. So the councillors could hear each other as they speak. But for the purposes of the media that is there to disseminate the information, we will hear you because we're there. But the microphones, it's a big room. You can't move. Well, I was trying to move around to get the mics to everybody as close as possible. But no proper PA system. Sitting arrangements were very poor. You understand? They definitely need to do better there. I wondered how the mayor and those PNC councillors who have the controlling stake in City Hall felt about sitting at the kitty market where over $175 million was spent and that market can't open up to now. Right? How do y'all feel about that, Mr. Mayor, that you're coming to host your statutory at a market where the city invested over, central government gave y'all money for that, some money. And y'all sitting in kitty market. You understand? And people, I shit you not. Literally one stall open at kitty market. One. And it's an old Afro-Guyanese lady there. You hear me? I interviewed that lady several months ago, and she complained about the rent that they're charging for the stall that is smaller than what she had before. Right? The roof rotting out in this new building that ain't open yet to the public. But for some reason, the mayor, the deputy mayor, they are quite fine with the state of affairs of the kitty market. If y'all hear antics to get a plumber and a man for clear a drain, and mind you, I must say, I can't completely put this on the councillors. City Hall itself has employees that I think are very complacent. Right? City Hall itself has employees that, to me, is like you're just finding the best excuse. Now, I understand that this man under pressure, he got 5 staff. But there's a flooding issue at the kitty market where there's some pipe that busts for months now that flooding the place. The few vendors who are on the outskirts of the market throwing garbage, it wet, it stink, the place stink. And the mayor is calling, I don't remember the guy's post, but he was in charge of some repairs or maintenance team or whatever. And he was basically telling the mayor that he ain't got time for the right now. He got other work that he's trying to complete. So the councillors all now say, well, hey, oh, scrap. And matter of fact, this was representation by Councillor Jacobs. I think I posted, he was doing a walk around that very area. He's from Kitty as well. Doing a walk around in that very area, meeting with residents, examining what was going on around that Kitty market area there. Right? Now, Councillor Jacobs make this representation. The mayor, well, the dare say it's not like they could deny it or pretend that it's not an issue. They are there at the facility. They know the place stink, it flooding, the people can't use it. This is the area where the acting engineer, the gentleman was the acting engineer. Now they are there, so they can't deny that this is an issue. So the mayor man get the plumber. I think he called the guy by name. Get the plumber and get one guy to clear this drain so that this water got some place to run. He can't do that because he got other work that he, in his view, is more important than the instructions being passed down by the council. So, whilst we got complacent councillors, they got staff in the city council itself. City council staff who are making, the situation worse. Now, the acting city engineer, oh my goodness, brother. Even you yourself could go to Haxa and some pipe paste, a cap and cap the pipe. Close it off. Let the water stop running. If it is that you're so short of staff. You understand? And that's going to go well to probably getting you to a substantive city engineer at some point by showing initiative. But no, you are being difficult to find one plumber and one laborer to do some minor works at the kitty market there and where they used to have the not the abattoir, the meat section there, which is completely destroyed. It's just an empty space there now. Right? But I assure you guys here, we are going to be at every statutory going forward, and the live broadcast will improve. No proper internet connection, nothing of the sort. It was look, City Hall is trouble. You understand me? City Hall is trouble. City Hall is trouble. And not to say the PPPC councillors are not getting up and making representation. I see Councillor Chase Green had to pull them up a couple of times well yesterday because like didn't even understand the protocols in terms of moving motions and resubmitting and whatnot. Right? Had to pull them up because sometimes it's like a cake shop in there. Wherever it is, it is. We ain't got time. We ain't got time. But you got people like Councillor Green, you got people like Councillor Dion Young who have been in the system and they understand it. So Clayton Hines trying to tell me I don't know 2801 and so here is his argument, and this is my last point of City Hall because I want to jump to this affair that they had at Stabrook last evening. Now, Clayton Hines is telling me that the government is wrong to be doing roads in the city and City Hall and they're not involved. So I'm saying to Clayton Hines, this project is not your project, right? The government has stepped in because there is a gap that is left by City Hall, and not even a gap. You got called a Grand Canyon that is left by City Hall, right? And it needed to be filled. At the end of the day, the citizenry of Georgetown are the holistic responsibility of the national government. Whilst City Hall has responsibility, the overarching responsibility, right, for the people of this country, no matter where they reside, is the government of Guyana. And if the government of Guyana sees, well, hey, City Hall ain't doing its work, and our citizens, these Guyanese citizens, are suffering, their role is to step up. And when they step up and implement a project, Mr. Hines is suggesting that, let's say Public Works is doing a road. Their engineer at City Hall, remember talk about the city engineer, an acting one, right? Their engineer at City Hall should take over the management of the resources and, you understand me, of the project. No, sir. No. We want the project money go. The people want to get roads. And anybody who is honest with themselves, oh my goodness, you got to look hard to find a bad road in the capital city now. You hear me? You have to look hard. I ain't saying they ain't got none, but you have to look hard for them. You understand? You have to look hard for them. And as Councillor Chase Green is raising here, Councillor Hines needs to let us know when last City Hall did a road in the capital city. Right? You need to let us know that. So I don't agree with you, Councillor. If City Hall initiates a project, y'all manage it. But I do not agree with Public Works, local government, implementing any project through their ministry and handing the reins over to y'all. Sort yourself out first. Get the asset register set up. Sort out the tax payment system for taxpayers so that it reflects correctly taxes paid or taxes not paid or owed to the city council. Right? Sort out the city constabulary. Make sure they got uniforms and not walking around half-dressed in a black pants, a shiny shoe, and a casual top, plainly enforcing city rules and regulations. Make sure you have uniforms for them. Make sure you have receipt books so that when they get the money from the vendors, they issue a receipt to the vendors. Right? Make sure y'all check the receipt book so you know how much money is, how much receipts issue and how much money is supposed to come in. Try and upgrade them outposts to them city police. Do something in the market. Come on, City Hall. You got to do better. You understand? All those people who vending illegal and paying revenue, we should have a log, right? City Hall should stop worrying about the amount of Spanish in Georgetown, right? City Hall, don't worry with the amount of Spanish in town. Look at the amount of, okay, let me roll back. Don't worry about the amount of Spanish living in Georgetown. Worry about the amount of Spanish vendors in Georgetown who probably not paying revenue. And log them in a system and charge them a little higher. A little more. Because they're competing with Guyanese. So let them pay a little more. Me telling y'all kill the people. So if Guyanese paying 2,000, let they pay 2,500. Because they're selling hot dog and burger like tail. And they got the audacity, some of them, they got the wrong map on the card in we country. And y'all Guyanese mad if y'all shopping there still. You hear me? If you are Guyanese and you buying hot dog and burger from a Spanish card that got Essequibo attached to Venezuela, you are out of your mind. And I ain't saying assault or do anything to the people, but that stupidness shouldn't be able to fly in any part of this country. Barbie's tongue anyway. The Venezuelans need to have due respect once they're on our territory. You understand? So you log those all them hot dog cat, all them people who selling egg and bread and burger and them thing, you log all of them. And you charge them a fee. Or reshuffle the revenue collection department. Take some people out of administration and shuffle them around, move them around. Because, yes, I do believe Leonard was really soft, Clifton, but we can get to that. Right? So fix it. Y'all fix it. Fix it. I don't know how much I'm vendors paying every day, but based on who are legal and who are illegal, y'all supposed to got a reasonable amount of revenue coming in, along with rates and taxes. Start fining people for illegal dumping or trash. Again, IP cameras are cheap. Chinese store after China trading on Rob Street next to Scotiabank there. IP cameras are cheap. They got the solar ones where you ain't even got to get power. You just got to get internet connection. And I sure them business people can help you with net because they want their place nasty. And start charging people and locking them up for dumping garbage. Stop. Give the Guyana police force a chance to deal with crime. And City Hall take over your responsibility for the market square and managing the traffic in that area. City Hall. Get your constabulary in order and get them out there to manage the traffic at Stabrook. So the Guyana police force could work at fighting crime, major crime around the city and in other areas. Take up your responsibility. Because one agency, Mayor and City Council, got so many other agencies got to take up their mantle that the other agencies being deficient in where they need to step up in. And then we can lash them agencies too. Right? So City Hall, Mayor Mentor, forget all the pomp and fancy. Councillor Hines, all the process and protocol you want to talk about 2801, I'm sure it speaks something about how the council is operating now and your responsibility to the citizens of this Georgetown that y'all are representing. So don't only know 2801 when local government's supposed to do this to you and they're not supposed to do this. Know 2801 in terms of tax collection and revenue collection. Know 2801 in relation to your responsibilities to the municipal markets. Know 2801 in relation to road works in the city, garbage collection, cleaning people park pits, drainage. Know 2801 in relation to that. Know 2801 in relation to encumbrances along the carriageways. Look at Water Street, City Hall. Your responsibility. Look at Water Street. Everybody got to live. Them vendors got vent. But oh Christ, look at Water Street, especially between KFC and the end of Munishwar's there. Munishwar's went to court to get them people move. Sort it out. Sort it out. Anyway, I'm done with City Hall. I'm done with them. Councillor Chase Green is suggesting y'all check right in front of City Hall. I got some work to do there. Right? Right in front of City Hall. Anyway, so last night, I saw the Freddie and Gildari show on, and I clicked on it for a couple of minutes, probably like a half an hour or so, and I saw they had Miss Manzo. Yeah, I saw they had Miss Manzo, and one of the points that she raised is that she claimed that the opposition members are not being engaged to be part of presidential outreaches and the vice president outreach, and they should have had an opposition person there on the stage. And listen to me. The opposition has showed us over and over on this issue that they're willing to go say one thing and then have their operatives push a different narrative on social media platforms. And last evening at Stabrook Market, Aubrey Norton showed that he too is not only an idiot, but he's not to be trusted. If I was the president with this opposition, I would not invite them anywhere. Y'all listened to Aubrey Norton on the stage last night. Y'all listened to Aubrey Norton on the stage last night, and I am seeing some of these statements made by the opposition. They're highly hypocritical. Highly hypocritical. Christina was on Gildari Freddie's show last night talking about she needs evidence and proof of this and proof of that in terms of Venezuelans in the country and who's being petty and who should reach out and all this nonsense. And y'all listened to Aubrey Norton on the podium last night talking about president can't dance and a set of foolishness, and how CARICOM's statement was a dancing statement. The Guyana government is engaging the international community. They're not sending envoys anywhere. You want we send y'all, Aubrey? No, we're not. If it was a case where President Ali was looking for poor representation, yes, you and Amanza would be the first persons on the plane going to represent us if we were looking for poor representation. But no, we don't want you there. You organize your own outreach and go and talk to the people and let them know about the Venezuela Guyana controversy. No, we don't want you there with your negativity. Everything is a political. Aubrey Norton literally abused the government out last night at Stabrook Market. Who's a little boy and who want me petty? Aubrey Norton, who didn't even want to be courteous enough, a handshake. You don't even got you ain't gonna be friends with people to shake the hand. Anybody shake anybody's hand. You understand me? Anybody to shake anybody's hand. And this idiot, Aubrey Norton, on the stage talking a bunch of bunkum. That's the best way I could describe it. Bunkum.
You must leave us alone. Guyana, at this stage, is going to be at the United Nations Security Council, which is probably the most powerful institution in the
Not by any effort made by your retarded government in the past, Aubrey Norton. I want to remind you of that. right? That seat there was not attained by any help from you and your cohorts.
What do we expect this government to do? They're crying out how they ain't getting attention because people focusing on Israel and people focusing on Ukraine.
Now, listen to that argument. You claiming the government saying they ain't getting enough attention. Now, whilst we have a border controversy that is going on, right? How could you compare that to what is happening in Palestine there, those areas there? The biological attacks, the bombings, the amount of people that were killed. Is that not more of a world priority right now? The war that is actually going on? The war in Ukraine that is actually going on? Why are they making persons feel like December 3rd is the starting day of the war between Venezuela and Guyana? It's a referendum. Guyana could hold a referendum on anything they decide to get the views of the population. Right? To get the views of the population. So when you have people like Sherrod Duncan who went to Imbataro and, oh, are you fearful for December 3rd and what is going to happen after December 3rd? It's a referendum. You know what happening after December 3rd? We will know what the Venezuelan population thinks of the referendum and claiming executive. We will officially know the population stance on it. We know the stupid government stance on it. But we'll hear from the people of Venezuela. Right? But an idiot like Aubrey Norton go mount a platform to talk foolishness.
Let me say this to you. If you are
Paula, good morning.
A president or a politician of any class, if you know international relations, it is your task to study those conflicts, study the situation there, and then develop your strategy as to how you will get Guyana on the agenda. And that is what this government failed to do. There are many avenues open for us to create confluences.
Why
between what is happening, we could settle in. But if you're a refugee and you're running from, and you're an economic, and had we not supported the people of Guyana, he was called this person.
Bare foolishness.
So to suggest that under Desmond Hoyt we had agreed to a corridor, it is totally.
Listen to me. The documents are there. You're trying to tell me Venezuela will try to hurt their case, right? You're trying to tell me Venezuela will try to hurt their case by presenting false information to the international court. That makes sense to you, Aubrey? Or because you finally find out that Desmond Hoyt is the person who initiated this stealing, right? You're upset about it? Could that be the case? I think so. Really and truly, I think so. Because why would Venezuela do that?
Untrue. When you look at where they're getting the information from, you will see it would have come from Venezuela's memorial, Venezuela's submission. What decent government will choose data from Venezuela?
What decent government will not present the data of them winning the election? What decent government are we?
Of a past president. But you know what is interesting? There is a name Robinson. I hope I got the name right.
But hey, I hope these people start soon. You understand? Always calling people name in the business.
I want to let Robinson know.
Always calling people name.
Not know. And most guys know. That he is the lineal descendant
I don't know why
of
this
a
is so.
man who served Venezuela against Guyana's interest. Go research, check this in there, go back, see who write book on their behalf and the information they were
To this
carrying.
point here.
So we have to now question whether his inheritance is what he's working for.
Now imagine that. No, Arvin
Because
is claiming that a Guyanese is working in tandem with Venezuela to get the Essequibo so he could get parted personally. That guy named Lowenfield, that one them type of lands. Huh? I must say too, the mere fact that Amanza was asserting that the government is not putting systems in place to ensure that they have a clear idea of the amount of Venezuelans here is highly misleading. Amanza was saying, and I'm going to ask somebody from legal affairs to come tomorrow, because Amanza was saying that the government remove all the requirements of persons who are seeking citizenship here, that all they need is a letter from or affidavit from a GP, a prominent person in society, or a two-show. Now, mind you, what jumped out at me there when she spoke about this, because they are putting forward that the government is allowing these people to come in this country to register so that they could win the next election. I want to let you know right here and now that the PNC is already employing their tactic or their reasoning for losing the upcoming election. With all that this government has done, that has impacted people across ethnicities, it is highly unlikely the PNC would win the next election. So what they're doing now is to create the narrative already, right? So when they get a trashing, and here is why I'm saying this, because remember, Linden, they get more than 2,000 more votes than the last LGE. New Amsterdam, more votes. Georgetown, more votes than ever before. So now they realize, well, hey, these people trash we at LGE. So when the national elections come, and the whole Guyana seeing all these things, the schools, the roads, the hospital, gas to shore, Demerara River Crossing, Mackenzie Wisma Crossing, Linden Mabura Road, stadium in Anna Regina, stadium in Palmyra, stadium in Linden, investment in education, investment in tourism, diversification of agriculture, serious investment in infrastructure, wherever. That will be their narrative. The Venezuelans, they bring in the Venezuelans, and that's how they win the election. That is their argument. And they're starting it since 2023. Right? So 2025, I tell y'all, look, they win the election. It's kind of bringing these Venezuelans. Nonsense. Now, the point I was making when she spoke about this affidavit, this was to apply to these indigenous communities and these far-flung communities, that not every one of them got a health hut. Not every one of them a child birth is recorded as it happens. You understand? These people living from far-flung communities. Do you know how far, I'm not saying Napi does not have a health center, but do you know how far Napi is from Lethem? At least a 3-4 hours drive, right? So let's take, for instance, a family who is living in Napi, hypothetically speaking. They're not living, how to put it? So the village spread out, but they're not living in the direct spread of the village, not like within the community. They live in a little way off, like let me say a mile off of the community. And that mother going to labor or whatever it is, and they had a home delivery. And everything went well, the baby okay, baby in register. This was to help those indigenous peoples in those areas who would find it hard to have access to certain records and those kinds of things. A man's painting the picture that any Guyanese or any person, right, or a Spanish can go to a JP, or a Venezuelan, let me say Spanish, a Venezuelan can go to a JP or a Tushao or a person prominent in society and tell them, hey, I lost my documents, sign up the thing for me. And that will allow them. That is the only process or the only vetting that is required for these persons to get a birth certificate, a Guyanese birth certificate. A man's a lie. A man's a lie, and you're misrepresenting the situation terribly. You're misrepresenting the situation terribly. And she tried to tackle Freddie Kassoon last night to say Freddie thinks everything the government says gospel. But when the government go on the Freddie Kassoon show, the Larry show, they come with facts, evidence. We built this, we did that. The coalition thief this, the coalition thief that. They come with evidence to show. So you could take that as gospel, right? You could take it as gospel. But every accusation that the coalition make is up in the air. There's nothing to back it. No, a man sat there and said she saw video of the vice president saying something and whatnot. A man, if you saw the video, why you didn't do, you know why he's doing I see video y'all doing stupidness? Just download it and keep it. Just download it and keep it so I can play it back for you. Like when Valda Lawrence called indigenous people buck. Right? Like when Granger on the campaign trail said you can find jobs, and then he said, are you going to start planting chip and cook up? Government is not government work to find jobs. You got to record the thing. And once it's recorded, you keep it and play it back. Why haven't you put out the video? Put out the video. Right? You saying you saw a video, put the video on social media, let everybody see the video. You make claims about discrimination. You ain't even say, well, all right, here's what we're gonna do. We're going to Washington to tell these people about marginalization and discrimination. Let me get 1,000 Black people to sign a petition. Nothing. You don't go with nothing. And every other day in the papers, you've seen Afro-Guyanese contractors getting road work, they're building school, they're building this, they're building that, they're doing all kind of thing. Right? Guyanese, Afro-Guyanese contractors. Afro-Guyanese are getting business grant, expand the business and do all kind of thing. Mind you, everybody can't get one time. There will be some who say they apply and they ain't get. Can't give everybody one time. Right? But they're getting. And I agree, Pam, full of fluff. A man's full of fluff. And she tries to pretend she's this. God, she's trying to finesse you, man. Freddie, every time Freddie said, pissing me off. I can't. Listen, these people in the coalition is annoy the stuffings out to me. You understand? They literally annoy me. And it's only last night I realized, like, a man's got 2 sisters that I know, and I didn't realize all of them connected. But when, like, you really look at the face, you listen to the voice, you look at the mannerisms, right? But all of them got one thing in common. All of them got one thing in common. The head slightly ain't good. You understand me? And I agree. A man's ahead ain't good. A man's ahead ain't good. For Manzo, Arby Norton, and all of them to go there on that platform last night at Starbrook and attack the government and saying the government isn't showing maturity and that nonsense. Foolishness. Same thing with Clayton Hines yesterday at City Hall. President Ali talking about one Guyana and togetherness and bipartisan and working together is foolishness. I said, but Mr. Hines, is that not the same thing y'all doing here at City Hall? Are y'all working with the PPPC councillors? What are you talking about? What? I said, sir, they got the PPPC. Is there representation from the PPPC on the committees, all committees of the council? Is there representation? Morning, caller.
Yeah, morning, sorry. Yeah, Freddie Katoon last night. I don't like how he and Gildari, get into it.
Yeah.
I think Freddie like he's ready for a fight. He should calm himself down.
Yeah. But I think Freddie's issue was how they were playing the matter, like if the government is not interested in the regulation of Venezuelans here. How Gildari put it over, like it was a complete free-for-all, where and I'm not saying that there's not corruption in immigration and at home affairs there where somebody might pay money and they get the stuff. But how Gildari is putting it over as if the government isn't interested in it, they're not addressing it, or they're not doing anything of any sort to try and remedy the situation, and that is not the case. You understand?
Okay.
But I do agree Freddie could be a little less combative in the situation. Yeah. All right. Thank you for calling.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Right. So I do agree with the caller. Freddie could be a little less confrontational. And I didn't think he was able to articulate himself properly. And Freddie's a man who knows a lot of words. So I was hoping to see him deal with the situation at a higher level. But again, I maintain, Vishal morning.
Good morning, my friend.
Who going on, champ?
Remember yesterday we spoke, or when I called you? We spoke about the double crossing, two-faced, conniving trade of the game. So listen, I was listening to the video with our Bernard. We come back to the same thing. You're saying that he don't have control, but I'm telling you that he knows fully well. He's fully well aware of the agenda of his subordinate, because it is the same note on which he premised on. Right? And so I'm saying that the greatest threat to Guyana sovereignty is not just Venezuela. We have an internal threat in the opposition.
Yeah.
And the narrative that they continue to spread out there. But kudos to the wider Guyanese society. Right? Because the information is at our fingertips today. Right? And the government has been doing a commendable job, I think, in sensitizing the populace on this current border issue with Venezuela. More so, like I said to you before, or I would have mentioned yesterday, that the world war with us when Fluff tried to steal in the whole country, right? And the world is with us in this volatile situation that we find that happen to be the reality of the day, right?
Yeah.
But I'm saying, and I keep saying this to people, if we can be patriotic to our country of birth, if we can easily pledge allegiance or coldly try to insinuate narratives that could spur negative response from the intruder, my brother, these people are not worthy of Guyanese or to be a Guyanese. Trust me.
Yeah.
Even though they were born here. Because look at Somalia. I always like to use that country as a example of patriotism. You know the atrocities those people face, but they're still proud to call themselves a Somalian. You know the atrocity those people face in Libya, in Central African Republic, in Burkina Faso, in Cote d'Ivoire, what is referred to as Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
You know how much atrocities those people face in Congo. By the time the Belgians left Congo, or Grand Congo, the independent, only 17 intellectuals they had in Congo.
Wow.
You understand? Nearly 10 million Africans lost their lives from 1873 to about 1905. When the Belgian government finally took over that colony from the monarchy, almost 20 million Africans lost their limbs because if you refuse to work, they chop off your limb. If you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
Right? Look at the atrocities in those countries that those people, the citizen or the citizenry, have to endure on a daily basis. They got people go to school in the war, brother. See the family demise in the war. Go to university in war. They're probably in exile, but what? They still have the patriotism, the connection to the homeland.
Yeah.
Who is these fools we got in this country?
Trouble.
Is a bunch of freaking hypothetical slaves. You know what? Tell you sorry to say the war no get you.
I hear what you're saying.
10 million in solidarity with us. Imagine that.
Yeah, and she had something to say about that too. Look, a man's is a mook. I ain't got time with that. But I gotta wrap up our overtime if you shall. Call me tomorrow.
Enjoy the day, man.
Good, brother. Yeah. The Venezuelans in support of us, those that are here, they came out in support of us. I saw her talking about some guy who go in front of Pegasus and make a video saying Venezuela is we own. Essequibo is their own. Essequibo belongs to Venezuela. And she mentioned that the guy in a picture with the vice president. You know how that happened, man? So the guy can have a picture with you, but y'all don't go out and meet nobody. So you trying to tell me the vice president on an outreach somewhere and a red man come up next year and take a picture, you probably even said nothing. And if you look, I think I saw that video. The vice president was sitting on a chair and the guy came up with a phone and he took a selfie with the vice president and walk off. A video. You understand? That mean the vice president working with the Venezuelans? That mean the vice president collaborating with the Venezuelans? What stupidness you talking? What stupidness you talking? I saw you got photos of the vice president of Manzi. That means the vice president sympathetic to the PNC and the foolishness? No. I see the guy had a photo, a video with in a boat with some GDF ranks or whatever. Oh, scrap. That man must see upon the riverbank or something looking helpless. And they give you a little pull-up or you ask a little ride in the boat and you videotape it. And the PNC running with that. in this time, and y'all talking about we president of what we doing and what we doing and thing. That's why they want y'all on the outreach them. Y'all gonna go on the platform and talk foolishness and create fear and division. Do that on your own. And I'm in complete support of the president, the vice president, and the government them, because they have been doing awareness sessions around the country. Y'all go and do it. Y'all got budget, you got money, go and do it. Don't depend on the government opposition. Y'all go and make your people aware, or just make Guyanese aware of what is going on and the history and what we doing and whatnot and whatnot. Right? A man's to talk about not having Gildari raised it that if the opposition said this is our skill, we want to help with this, and yes, we did it on many occasions. Yes, we did that, but no response. Getting annoying, and not realistic. What party Carl Greenwich come from, a manza? Huh? Carl Greenwich is your best and brightest in relation to the matter, and that is who is being used. The government bring in Carl Greenwich got sense. We want to do bring in Darren Wade and you. This is not a stage to embarrass ourselves. We are representing our Essequibo and our claim to the Essequibo that has been settled already. You want we got Darren Wade there? You want we got a Rizal Ford there? You want we got you there to do what? And that is why I maintain I think I could become a lawyer. Amanza could do it. Darren could do it. I could do it. I saying so. Darren Wade was accepted to the accepted to the bar to practice law. Darren Wade. You understand where I'm coming from? That's what law gone to, you know. Darren Wade is a lawyer. Practicing lawyer. Might be successful, but he can call himself an attorney at law. Y'all can imagine. Well, no, Rizal gonna get it. Because, you know, if God forbid they win and Darren Wade turn attorney general. Look, guys, y'all have a good Tuesday. Please be safe out there on the roadways. Look out for the persons who aren't looking out for you. Please make sure you guys check out Kings and Queens Grill there on UG Road for your fish and chips, burgers, fish, chicken and chips, and that kind of thing. King Kong Construction as well. I secure security services in cloth for your medical and medical devices and clothing, male and female clothing, cosmetics, and that kind of thing. Also check out 592 Tech Vision for your electrical installation, surveillance cameras, video and photography services as well. Right? Check those guys out and support. Also check out Jacob's Jewelry there at 16 Pike Street for all your gold jewelry needs, and they also have a pawn shop operating there as well, so you guys can check them out. That's all the time I have for today. It was really wonderful being here with you. We're gonna run some Dave Martin. Look how Dave Martin's song get resuscitated again and up. Y'all see the little boy dancing in the school? I shared that yesterday. That little guy is trouble. Anyway, guys, remember we got to be together on this matter. All of us are Guyanese and we got to rally for Guyana. So until tomorrow, peace, love, one Guyana.
We love the open country of the Rupanuni and the Essequibo, daytime or night. Though we be criticized